Man, with this music.
Oh, we vibing. We vibing.
And the venue's rocking out hard, I guess. Popping off. All right. Getting started. Going into game number 6. Let's get this going. Our winners of game number 5, NIP. Coming into Broken Moon. No more Newcastle. Gotta highlight that once again. This is gonna affect the legend compositions going into this game. We talked about the Ballistic Jamerson. We see the Sparrow, but the teams that still feel comfortable with the Crypto will be able to do what that Sparrow does remotely, being able to get these beacon scans.
Yeah, right now we're basically seeing a mixture of a lot of compositions, but the heavy hitting favorites, it is going to be that combo of the Ballistic along with the Crypto, and it's about who's going to slot in third. It's pretty even amongst our different comps, right? We've got the Pathfinder, we've got the Fuse slotting in as that third legend as well. But for the time being, NIP doesn't seem like they've got themselves a ring console. No, they do over here at Dry Gulch. And as we take a look at our first ring, NIP, we got to see what they did off of Priority, 2 maps in a row, and now look at them. It's a hop skipping away over towards Virtus Pro at the core. NIP, this is their opportunity.
Wait a minute though, when we see VP get gifted zones, a team that's right now dead last with only 6 points, all right, we've seen what happens before in early Pro League of Split 1 thus far. They had gotten gifted like 5 zones that 1 week, and they were leading overall the American region there. So, I mean, this could work out for them too if they finally find that momentum themselves.
One thing to note though, they are split up right now over at core.
Oh, wait.
Furia have already made their way on in. Na'Vi are following suit. Fnatic has been slowed down by a member of Sentinels, but it does seem like that player of Virtus Pro might be able to get away. Furia, we know how quickly they can rotate, but it's VK Gaming currently, one of the 2 teams along with NIP that were able to hit up match point in our last game, working their way in. We saw how well they were able to do with the cross-map rotation when it came down to the first game, and it looks like Rock have not slowed down one bit, already finding a kill onto a Wolves player.
Vax just keeps knocking heads out here. He's claiming them on stakes. Trying to close in that gap and being on the Fusey himself. Look at this, he's got 3 arc stars, now in 2 nades after just sending out 1, a thermite on top of it, no name. Trying to hide on the other side of this building, trying to get that reset here, and while they do try to take this fight, it's one of the teams with the caustic, so no, they're playing inside, underneath the building here. No name gets deleted, they can't even look right behind them to focus on Deeds, because they're too busy, cross-eyed, looking at Saucer and Vax.
Yeah, they take that fight perfectly. They understood that they had about 20 seconds left on their Tempest. And so they needed to make something happen there. So eventually, of course, they get onto that rooftop, they secure all the exits of the building, and they'll be able to finish off Wolves. For 100 Thieves making their way on in. Genburn just a little bit wary of that choke. You can see he's keeping an eye on it right now. Set up with that rampart. We've got 2 members of 100 Thieves also checking the northern choke. So they've got the they've got the cliffside to their back, but they have 2 chokes that they have to worry about. They don't like the position, they move out of there.
Yeah, Trope would be approaching from the choke right next to 100 Thieves. As NIP, still white Evos. They had gone for a very quick rotate. From the Spaceport side, it looks like, considering that they land in Dry Gulch. Spaceport, though, is where we saw the ring, we saw the survey beacon. But with Gen G holding that northern side too, they felt some pressure here. So they're just going to be able to settle in because remember, they're already at match point. Their end goal is to get the dub, but you still have to be able to boost up those Evo shields so you're not vulnerable to get pushed in.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult for NIP because the position they're holding right now, they don't have the same kind of sight lines unless you do something like this where you don't play as safe inside of a building. Karev looking for any kind of damage to do. He's only 60 off from his next Evo. Try and get that blue perk for himself. Nemesis have worked their way in to the southwest side here of Core. Nearly half the lobby now inside of Core proper. Some still on the outer edges as Team Nemesis are looking to get further in.
Duty being on the raid, we have put down that portal. Lacking in some ammo here. Havoc with the 99 bullets in the reserve. Wondering what that R9 looks like instead here, but at least with the full blue Evo and the Cryptos flying around, They're one of the teams without the crypto, but at least the teams around them will have that information. Looking at Na'Vi on the other side of Nemesis, Furia holding the other angle from the middle side of Core. Other squads, though, within the vicinity that are looking to gatekeep teams before they start engaging rival esports. Kenotrope still holding that southern choke. TSM have moved up into that building right alongside Rock, who have now moved up away from Cliffside where there is a ring console, where there is a survey beacon. And seeing the team still over on that northern choke originally with NIP, it's also Team Liquid alongside Genji.
Right now, all of our teams are being tested as here in match number 6 it becomes so much more difficult to really be able to identify which team is where, and I feel like that's where a lot of the caution is coming from in our fights. But this is not cautious whatsoever. EMP down onto 100 Thieves. Panic is looking for the entry. Phony caught on the cross. Only the crack there for Panic. Doesn't have the backup quite yet of the rest of his squad. He will just go ahead and back away with that damage off. Burls keeping an eye on the outside. So it was just a scouting effort there from Panic. You can see that he is all set up. Notes, the rampart walls are down on all the doors. It's going to be a difficult fight for TSM to take. So they shouldn't really try and force this without knowing especially what teams could be pushing in from these chokes right now.
Panic being that fragger.
Let's go this way.
Setting him out like a Pokemon before he's forced to come right back. As Zul makes the next move though. Portal play in hand. Where do you go here when basically the whole lobby's already found themselves into this next zone minus 4 other teams that are still rotating right now, but finding themselves on the high ground over by the cliffside at least allows them to see if any team may want to take a much more roundabout rotate through Dry Gulch. There's a survey beacon there, and you have those accelerated zip lines that allow you to take your time as VK Gaming. Taking some shots here too, but I love the Nemesis setup here. He's got the gold extended energy mag. The R9 is a secondary here. Zone prediction, yeah. Seeing that core, of course, here too. Probably pulling slightly more so to the north side, in between Ferrier or VP. We've seen that before, but holding a position there early on by the fence line, even by a truck, could be very risky since a lot of these teams will slowly start making their way into the next zone once they have that information.
Yeah, this is always a dangerous proposition for a team like Sentinels, who have decided to play with off the map to their back. Right, they are holding that very far northern side, but you're seeing that a lot of teams do like to try and rotate into the slow side of the zone. One of them we might have been able to catch on the map there is Team Falcons edging their way on in from that northern side. 4 into Force 36 though as they try to make their way into the core. Looks like they were gate kept. It was a combination of BK Gaming and Rock Esports. Rock Esports taking out a long distance there by LD. Not gonna be, never mind, it's the Thirst. They're not able to recover him. We'll see if Vax and Sauce have an opportunity to get there. They do have the crypto to try and plug him back on in.
That was a call out from BKG. They do. They knew right there too. I wish we could hear those comms, understand these players out here calling that out. Rock Esports are in Shambolic Town as Fnatic now up here trying to pressure them out. It looked like maybe calling in 2 instead from Fnatic, while still leaving that one member Fnatic over to the north side behind these rampart walls. Now gonna be able to see this Live Ace holding that angle. Fnatic just getting information with the crypto drone, and Rock trying to run for their lives, but guess who they light up on the other side? Team Falcons are rotating out of Alpha Base, looking at that one member of Rock.
Rock Esports about to get knocked out here, and watch on as NIP and VKG might have now the opportunity to steal victory away from them. Falcons on the hunt. This is a squad that needs the kill points. They need the win to catch up, and that will be Rock getting eliminated early on here in game number 6.
Huge! Our first match point team out from this game. Their fate is out of their hands. NIP, VKG, still alive in this lobby, while VKG still playing on the edge of zone. Actually about to meet up with Alliance, by the way, over by the choke on Cliffside, trying to deny that ring console away from Alliance. That's why VKG have been holding this position for so long. We saw that original fight between that one member of VKG and Rock.
Ring console along with the survey beacon. Alliance tagged by that EMP. They are forced back. VKG trying to regroup right now, and I think they might have made the call. I think they know that it's Alliance. They back away with that port, despite utilizing that EMP to slow down the fight, and then have the opportunity to try and find better angles onto Alliance. They are not taking that fight whatsoever. This is extreme cautious play coming out from VKG.
Yeah, they got the ring console. They want to just wait here to get that ring console before making that next move to wrap around. And then they saw Alliance moving in. It's not worth taking that fight if they see where that next zone is going to be pulling here. So before they get to wrap around while this round 2 closes up behind them, the Mythic Bin will be spawning after it closes right next to Liquid.
And now out for Alliance. They'll note the slightly northeast pull coming out. VKG coming in for the third party. Kinotrope versus S8UL. Casa making his presence known as he does tag him from long range with that Nemesis. VK Gaming, they don't need the kill points, but they need the position here. The zone is closing in behind them. Casa on the off angle on the right, brings Jesco down low, but he is caught out, has to back off as his teammate gives him covering fire.
I mean, talk about timing. Kinotrope and S8UL were engaging on a fight. Now Kinotrope is down to a duo and S8UL down to a solo. VK Gaming, with that pressure, still hold on to this choke, but you know what they don't know? Because there's no beacon here, they don't know that Alliance are wrapping up behind them after Alliance just got that ring console scan like we saw earlier on before, seeing what that next move is going to be with them wrapping up behind VKG, and Kinotrope as a duo are trying to run up ahead of them.
Alliance know they need to chase after these mid-game kills. They haven't been able to find it. VK Gaming have been playing this one extremely safe, but now they're on the hunt for Kinotrope. They might actually get tunnel vision here, allowing Alliance to find this flank.
Hockeys are sending out his troops right now. Alliance, unlucky. They're coming out on the other side. They see VK Gaming right ahead of them. They find that one member of Kinotrope as there's now just a solo down for that squad. Having to look behind him though, the Devo, just in case it does back away. Little happy feet action here. For being able to pop the shield back, may need suppress fire though, just to wrap around the rock.
Tempest is pop for Alliance. They are full sending it onto this fight right now. Costa's the one slowed down. Effect on top of him, but he's able to get out with that Wraith portal, but Effect! It doesn't matter. Close range, long range, you are gonna go down.
All the time, with Hockeys giving them this information, being on the crypto. This is Alliance leaning into that win condition, their strengths, as VKG down to a duo, one of the other teams on match point. The only team up alive and healthy are NIP. VKG trying to get this get this res now, and as you could see, they're getting fully set. It's Navi Slab on the other side.
QQ holding the angle, nades in with the EMP. He's forced out of position, forced to Q. QQ on the verge of getting knocked out here. He is able to use that Wraith Q to get out and stay alive as LD gets dropped back into the game. It doesn't seem like they were able to chase for more here, and so LD might be able to get the res, and Casa gets pulled back onto his feet.
And while they try to reset, there's an engagement over to the north side where that zone pull is that we had mentioned, closer to that truck. And it's going to be Sentinels, Team Falcons, TSM, but looking at another fight happening down here to the south. Even more important here too with S8UL trying to get the respawn right next to Alliance and TSM.
Alliance now charging forward. S8UL caught out. Legacy has nowhere to go, especially with all three members of Alliance on top of you. S8UL are still alive for the time being, and now this is Alliance's turn to try and farm up these kills, but it does look like because they're forced to heal up, they will not be able to chase after it. Alliance regroup as they run through the western side of the map. Panic finds a nice knock onto Jesco here, and S8UL are on their last legs.
Imagine being S8UL, you finally get the respawn, but it's TSM and Alliance fighting right next to you getting res, just for you to run around like a chicken with its head cut off. Rival Esports get eliminated, 13 squads left. Team Nemesis have been holding down to the middle console here for so long, and now VKG, only the crypto alive, at risk. Alliance get eliminated, and so does VKG. This only leaves NIP alive, but as a duo right now, if they can get this res on Ballistic.
Team Nemesis out here on the south side. We do have a pretty clear path to get forward. They were not able to recover the banner quite yet. Gen G in the fight currently. Trying to slow down TSM here on the western side. Gonna back away as TSM continue to charge forward.
Amidst all this chaos, NIP get eliminated. You see that with TSM and Gen G. Hand in hand help, and TSM Panic having a triple take. What a better combination. Name a better combo here with Panic playing the way that he has been. The fragger for TSM, Gen with a huge nade knock, gets the next knock. Gen G down to a solo, and TSM is on the hunt.
TSM will not find more here, as I believe the last player of Gen G was able to make it out. For TSM though, they have a lot of this western side free. Take a look at how many teams have now moved into the buildings inside this final zone. We've got 100 Thieves, 42 points right now. They need 8 more. Honestly, if they can survive the top 5 with a few kills, might just be enough for them. We got Fnatic off to the eastern edge. VP in the building to their south right now. Excuse me, in the building to their north. They're looking to gatekeep Nemesis on the walk-in.
100 Thieves looking at Nemesis here. Sheila ready to go. Furia is going to have to forcibly try to take that fight versus Team Nemesis. Not going to be isolated, even if they're on the other side of that fence line, though. 100 Thieves know that their win con relies on them clearing this side of the zone, but this could be a third-party opportunity. Fnatic also looking at this fight.
I love how quickly Furia respond. After winning that 3v3, someone is instantly on this angle, forcing 100 Thieves back. Furia, understand they need to catch up on the leaderboard. Currently in 17th place with 16 points. They want this kill point. Now, it looks like with the armor checks, they back away for the time of being. It's 45 seconds before all hell breaks loose. Only full teams, excuse me, are inside of the zone. The lone straggler of Gen G is in there. Fnatic was able to port their way on in and co-habituate with Virtus Pro. Now it's going to be 100 Thieves having to worry about 2 teams looking on as they rotate up north.
How is the Crypto? I mean, Gen G, we know Crypto could go invisible, but the fact that he managed to get directly in the middle of the zone is crazy. Look at Ziki. He's literally looking at Falcons. Falcons are hungry. They're thirsty. This is free KP for them to pick up. Gen G, they finally get eliminated. Falcons are not giving up that building. This is what we had called early on Jamerson with Sentinels holding the fence line, staring down at TSM, Team Liquid, inside their own safe building, neighboring that of Falcons. Having these rampart walls, though, will go the distance before the inevitable collapse with 100 Thieves, Fnatic, and I believe another team here, VP, are still in that building. Furia could easily third-party this, though, if they time it right.
Falcons with the opportunity here to hit match points. They need kill points. They need placement points, as well as 100 Thieves. But 100 Thieves have an easier path to secure that for themselves, especially with that walk-in. You can see now 3 teams stacked on top of this building. You got Fnatic up top, 100 Thieves inside the building right now with Virtus Pro just above them. A lot of nades, a lot of utility coming out. Wall is gone that they were able to utilize. Jen Burton is getting tagged down. Lou goes for the peek. Jen is ready with Sheila.
This is so scary, especially with the Sparrow ult here as they let the Sheila ring. Looking right behind them. Pearl's holding the other angle, trying to help them out. Literally one-shot both these players, but with some help. This is the third party that we were talking about. Fnatic now walk up to clean up what is left of VP.
2 members of VP gone, and Fnatic are just cowering in that corner. Colonel Garcia will secure that thirst onto Slayer. Might even be able to get the res. You can see the walls coming down here. Providing them cover, EMP, Colonel Garcia does not want to check that Sheila by himself. Lou able to get one back on up, so VP are still up as a duo, and they're turning the tides of this fight, and now 100 Thieves have the opportunity to get Phony back up.
This is literally a match point fight for 100 Thieves if they win. The reset for all these 3 teams of respect is crazy, but Yukaf comes in, he finds Zach, Jen gets the next knock, and VP get eliminated. 5 more points before 100 Thieves find themselves at match point themselves.
Have Fnatic reset though. You can see now they have taken that rooftop back up. 100 Thieves have fully healed. Now we are left with 5 squads remaining, 5 full squads. So the res did come through. Team Falcons, Team Liquid, TSM, Fnatic, and 100 Thieves. Colonel Garcia does need to top off there, has that med kit, but it's gonna be Fnatic, one of the best positions here on that high ground.
100 Thieves looking down the amp barrier, Jen looking right behind them. Portal play in play, TSM now move up. Panic The scout ahead here being on that Wraith. Jet takes it next. The EMP comes in afterwards. Walty loses out on his shield. Burholz gets being forced to pop the shield back. Gen trying to give him suppressed fire as they're now making their next Wraith play. There is 4 Wraiths in this lobby. The only team without a Wraith is Falcons.
Falcons, though, nearly has that Tempest ready to go. They'll have the move speed. They'll have the increased attack speed. Now they charge forward. Live Blaze gets one knock with a thermite, though. Team Falcons full sense and it knocks out Liquid.
They get the reset. They have enough time. While the team fight each other, Falcons could actually get a match point right here. 100 Thieves, though. They're so close, but they don't clutch it. They get taken out, and the mother load from Falcons. This is going to be the Falcons versus TSM fight. As Falcons move up, but Walty has taken so much damage. The nades are too much. It is TSM that take the dub. Falcons go well, but they hit match point. That's what matters. They hit match point. Welcoming 4 teams.
What a chaotic end there. TSM survived with just enough HP to turn that fight quickly around. A nice nade lands at the feet of Team Falcons. Knock them out. But despite